So as we head back from San Diego, we've just been sitting in a lot of traffic here coming up the 15. We're going to head back to San Jacinto, Hemet area, cut back over, and then head back into the desert. But just to give you a quick look, we've been sitting in this for about an hour. It's been moving very, very slow. We're doing about 20 miles an hour, but we had a lot of stop and go to get to this point. You know, it's just thousands of people heading back to their stucco boxes in Hemet, San Jacinto, $5, $6, $7, $800,000 boxes that they live 10 feet away from their neighbor. And this is what people do every day. And you have to ask yourself, what is this really worth living in a stucco box? Is this what it's all about? To sit 2 hours one way, 2 hours to go to work, 2 hours to come back to go sit in your stucco box? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the dream to me, you know, having your $5,000 a month mortgage and to drive 4 hours a day. Any comments, Sid?
Well, you know, overpopulation is definitely out here, and you see it right here on this freeway. And for people to get around, what are they going to do? You know, sit in their cars for 2-3 hours and be stuck in traffic. You know,
It's life.
That's
It's like another job.
Yeah, exactly.
It's another
Takes
job.
up all your time.
Yeah, so I agree with what they're saying is you have all this traffic, you waste a lot of time on the road, and unfortunately you have to be paying attention. It's not like you can multitask. So when you're driving, that's where your time is going to go, just driving and listening to music when you could be doing other stuff. You could be following what JB says all the time. You could be training. You could be trying to develop a new side hustle, but instead you're wasting your time in traffic.
I mean, think about 2 hours there, 2 hours back, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's almost a full day of just sitting in your car driving. It's unbelievable. And if anybody, you know, if you drive a lot, you understand how tiring it is to get home after you put a full 8 hours, 10 hours in it at the job, drive 2 hours back home. You're so exhausted that, you know, you just eat, go to sleep, and start over, do it all over again the next day. I don't know, is that really the American dream? Is that what people are really chasing? Is that what it's all about? Just to, you know, rack up 50,000 miles a year on your car and drive to your stucco box that you paid $700,000 for. And if you miss one payment, you're in big trouble. And let's not forget about 8 out of 10 of these people are living paycheck to paycheck. They cannot afford to miss a day of work, and certainly they can't even afford to get a flat tire on the way home. They're going to be in big trouble. But this is now the American dream, and it's really, really sad. People are working as much as they can. There's only so many hours, so many days. And if you look over there, there's another car hauler right there. I don't know if you guys can see it off to the side there. We have seen probably 24 car haulers today on our journey. And I attribute this to a lot of the repossessions that are taking place. A lot of these cars are very dirty. They're used cars, and more than likely they're going to the auto auctions to be sold off. I've never seen so many car haulers in my life. Literally every day I see them everywhere taking these used cars. More than likely to the auctions, more than likely most of them repossessions. It's a whole other world, ladies and gentlemen, and as I've been saying for years, you better get ready, you better get prepared, because most of these people around us are not. They sit in the cubicle all day, they sit in traffic all day, they live paycheck to paycheck, terrible diets, the amount of mental illness this is producing, the amount of obesity this is producing, it's really, really sad. I've never seen people so unhealthy. People walk around like zombies. People are just, you know, I think getting to a point now that they're getting very, very worried about what's going to happen, because they're broke. They're broke, and they're working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. Some people working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, and it's just not enough. So it's going to end bad one way or another. How bad it ends, I don't know. I don't think any of us really know, because we've never seen anything like this. Enrique,
Yes.
what do you got?
Well, you know, just like we said again, you know, we're here in traffic. Luckily, for instance, if I'm not driving, at least I can do something productive with my phone or my computer. But for everybody else, they're just wasting their time. And a lot of places, people have places to be, and they can be late because of this. And what is the city going to do about it? What is the county going to do about it? They can't do much.
You bring up the county, I'm going to bring up the state. The roads are falling apart here in California. When we were in Carlsbad, I couldn't believe the amount of potholes. Some of the freeways, even out in the desert, some of the parts of the 10, massive potholes, trash all along the side of the freeways. It's horrible. California used to have some of the most beautiful advanced roadways in the country, and they were as clean as they could be. And now today, that's not the case. There's so much trash along the roadways. Here, it's pretty clean. Here, the road we're entering, I think we're getting a little closer to Temecula, Fallbrook area. It's not too bad, but a lot of the areas we've driven through today, the roads are really destroyed. And the state now running a deficit doesn't have the money to repair things. And so just like everything else, it's going to continue to get worse, just like the traffic. So how would you like, comment down below, how would you like to do this every day for 2 hours each way, every day, 5 days a week? Doesn't this look like fun? This is the American dream. This is what people have to do out here in California now to live paycheck to paycheck. Sid, anything?
Yeah, well, you brought up the point of, people going to work and coming home, and, it's an everyday thing out here, and it's going to get worse, obviously. It's not going to get better. People have to take their time out of their day, extra hours to leave early, extra time to get home. Maybe they miss dinner, they're working late. So,
Yeah, it's
a tough time.
Yeah, and we've seen a few cars broken down on the side of the road already in this, and you wonder, do these people have the money to even fix their cars now? How many people are behind in car payments? How many people are paycheck to paycheck? I mean, you think about all this stuff when you see this. The amount of store closures and restaurant closures we saw today is alarming in a very wealthy area, Carlsbad. And I can only imagine what some of the areas that aren't so wealthy, some of the areas that have been struggling, what they must look like now. If the Santa Monicas and the Carlsbad are seeing the closures to this degree, what is Middle America? What are parts of Michigan, Indiana, Illinois? What are some of those areas looking like? We go out to San Bernardino here in California, and years ago, I mean, the city went bankrupt. It never recovered. It's been destroyed since the '08 crisis. And you look at some of these other areas that aren't so well off. They've been struggling for over a decade, and they're being absolutely decimated now. Everything is. So I guess I'll say this, that if you're driving home from work today or driving to work and you're sitting in this traffic, I guess you're blessed to at least have a job. That's the positive. That's the best way to look at it. At least you have a job. Do whatever you can to keep it. But wow, I would have serious issues if I had to do this every day. This would just be very mentally draining on my system to have to do this every day. So here we are. More traffic.
We're just traveling one day out of the week.
Right.
And
it's
for
exhausting.
a quick trip.
Look at this. We've got the checkpoint here, Border Patrol checkpoint here. Obviously, nobody really doing anything here. It's almost like it's almost laughable, these checkpoints, aren't they? So we're driving through the checkpoint right now. There you go. So
before, they used to be out in the street here.
Every car had to go through.
They'd wave you by or stop you or tell you to go to second revision here.
They don't even care at this point. We're in Temecula right now, and there's a new development here called Sienna. These homes are starting in the fives. They're going up to $800,000 for these stucco boxes. And we just pulled over there's so many of these houses that have already been built, occupied, many more coming. I'll run over here. You can kind of take a look here. 5 to 800,000. They go all the way back to the hills here. They're over there. They're putting more up in the back parcel over here. And off the main road, they've probably got 50 homes done, completed, for sale, not occupied yet. But it is just absolutely unbelievable to see the amount of properties that are going up right now. And you can see all the occupied ones here. These were probably built in the last couple years. People bought these houses for much less, rates were much lower. Now the same houses are going up, prices are higher, rates have doubled, even more than doubled. And houses like this, $500,000 to $800,000, are popping up everywhere. There's another parcel over here that they're grading, getting ready. There's more houses down there under construction. They're putting the roofs on right now. We'll go down there, check that out. But what do you think about all this? Who is going to buy all these houses? 7% at $800,000. Do the math, that's over $5,000 a month. That's not even including an HOA, that's not including your insurance. And that's if you can even get 7%. I mean, this is absolute insanity. And these houses are going up everywhere. Enrique.
Man, it's you know, it's crazy, you know, thinking about who can afford these properties, you know. One person is going to have a hard time affording this. Two people, possibly. I would say that you would need at least 3 working people inside this household to be able to somewhat afford it. It's just to have, you know, you can have the husband, the wife, and maybe one of the children.
The norm is 3 times your income.
Yes.
So if this house is $800,000, you need to be making $250,000 a year household income.
Yeah.
So I don't know where these households here are making $250,000 household income. Yeah. I have no idea. Sid, what do you think about this?
Oh, I absolutely believe that there's definitely multiple families living in these homes. And I know for a fact, because I do know somebody that they do live in a home where it's a big 2-story house, and it's shared with, like, as roommates. So it'll be like they live in the house and they use this like as a dorm room, and everybody pays a certain amount of rent to live in the house. So I think that's what's going on with a lot of these bigger homes. People realize, you know, a single family will realize we don't need 6 bedrooms. We only need 3. So they'll rent out the other 3.
Enrique, having an accounting background,
yes.
How do you even qualify for a house? Because everybody who pays has got to be on the escrow, right? On the loan.
Yes.
How many people can get a loan on a house here in California?
Well, I did have one client last year. They bought a home. It was close to $600,000. And it was the 3 sons and then the mom and dad. So the mom and dad filed the return, and then each son had tax returns. So that was 4 different incomes that were actually brought in to be able to make it happen.
So 4 people could actually get a loan on a house?
Yes, they could. They could structure it that way. And then that's how they were able to afford. It was over $500,000 a property, and all of them together pooled in. But now you got the children pretty much slaved to this house.
What if somebody loses a job?
Then they're going to have a hard time. They're probably going to have to start renting rooms.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's move on. So we're right across the street from that development, and you can see all the cookie cutters here. And you will notice there are a lot of cars parked out. It's only 4:30, and there's already a lot of cars parked out in the street. So maybe there are multiple people living in these houses. But take a look at that. Would you spend over $500,000 to live in this? There's not even literally a tree that's over 4 feet tall in this community. Now, going across the street, there's another development here that is going up. And remember, these houses are all over $500,000, going up to $800,000. I mean, there's houses in this area just going up everywhere, from Temecula to Murrieta to San Jacinto to Hemet, you name it. The houses are going up like gangbusters. So we'll walk over here across this street, hundreds of homes already up over there. Here's all the new ones, new streets. All this land is being graded, going to be houses. Houses as far as you can see.
What's up, guys?
So, wow, this is insane. I'm glad you just got off the clock. Man,
It's a hot
day.
man.
Enrique, what do you say about this, man? This is, I mean, everywhere we've driven today, there are houses going up everywhere. Is the economy this good? Am I missing something? From what I'm looking at, as far as real estate data, existing home sales getting crushed. New home sales now 7.4% year over year. And of course, the home builders are throwing in mortgage buy downs. They're doing no money down. They're throwing in incentives, anything to move these houses. Are there going to be actually enough buyers to buy these houses?
You know, I think eventually the buyers will trickle in. From what I've been hearing from different people that I've talked to, is that they do find the buyers. The only thing is we don't know how long they're going to be able to last in these homes. I mean, we don't know when the next housing crisis will be here in California.
Well, wouldn't you say if mortgage applications are down 15% compared to last year,
Yes.
and we're looking at record inventory in a lot of these hot markets,
Yes.
and days on market in most areas
Yes.
are now extending, inventories picking up. I mean, sales are way down. There's no doubt about it.
Sales are way down.
We're going to do about the same amount of sales as we did in 2008 during the crisis. That
Yes.
to me is a housing crash right now.
It is.
As we're building more homes at $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000.
Yes, and the only thing is like I said, I believe that the buyers will be there. But the thing is down the line, if there is some sort of downturn in this market, a lot of these people are not going to be incentivized to continue to be paying the monthly payments.
Yeah, so you're saying people could be in these houses, but how long can they last?
Yeah, maybe they'll be there for a year. Maybe they'll be there for 6 months. I mean, it could happen. I mean, we lost the last housing downturn. There was people that were right at the very end. They were only in that house for like 6 months to a year, or maybe they stopped paying it. So just because you get them in there does not mean that they're going to be there for 30 years.
Sid, you're looking at all this. We're seeing a lot of construction near our part of California too, in the desert. But this is almost looking more similar to what I saw in Texas out here.
It reminds me like of 2008. There was a lot of houses being built, and people were getting the loans, and they were working hard. They were making the payments. Then they realized they were upside down. Then they ended up foreclosing on their homes. No way out.
Like a rat trap.
Exactly. So it almost feels like we're back into the same boat again.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I agree.
You just see the massive building. And I don't know if all these homes are sold yet, but who knows what's really going on out here.
Right. Yeah, this does look very similar, although I think it's even worse. I don't even remember seeing this many houses back in 06, 07 going under construction like this. I mean, I think we're in just a new era. This is absolutely insane. Then when I look at all the homes that have already been built up here in the last 2 or 3 years, it's out of this world. What do these people do? I mean, we were literally like in the middle of nowhere out here, and just to get to a freeway is probably going to take you near 30 minutes where we're at right here. And what do these people do? I just wonder, like, what do these people all do to live in these stucco boxes, these cookie cutters? What do these people do to afford this? Multiple families, multiple jobs. And, God bless them. When you look at this, the latest data, 78% of the working class in this country working is paycheck to paycheck. What happens if these people miss one paycheck? That's my question. What happens to all these people if they miss a paycheck?
3,500, 5,500 a month out here.
Yeah. I mean, some of these people got, they got 3% rates a couple years ago. I get it. Homes were cheaper. They got, they're much more affordable. But still, if you don't have a job, your $3,000 a month mortgage becomes a problem. But now that $3,000 a month mortgage is, for the same house across the street is $5,000 or $6,000. So I just wonder who in the world can afford to do this. And I mean, these houses are built on top of one another. They're putting them up as fast as they can. And we've heard so much about the quality control of new home builds. Enrique, have you heard anything about quality of these new homes going up? And I'm not saying that these are bad homes here. We don't know who the builder is, but I've read a lot of news articles that they're building these houses so fast, and they're not even finishing these houses and they're selling them. A lot of these homes have had issues because they are going up so fast. What are your thoughts?
Well, I have had people, some of my clientele have bought homes in the past 2-3 years, and a lot of them have a lot of defects. So they're going to have to go back and make sure that gets done. Either they pay out of pocket or they do a claim with the home builder. I've had people that I've talked to that have done claims with the home builders where they have a certain period of time where they can go back and say, hey, I need for you to fix this, this, and this. A laundry list of items. They are building the homes too fast. I feel like the same thing is happening with the car market where they have all these homes, all these homes, and then all these cars that they have actually been produced or the homes have been built in the past couple of years, where they're just the quality control.
Major recalls. We've seen the major recalls.
Quality control's just not there.
Yeah. I would say that, well, my question would be like, I wonder what these homes look like 25, 30, 40 years from now, what kind of condition they will really be in. So it'll be interesting. So hot out. What's the temperature right now, Sid?
We're over 100.
We're not even at the desert. We're over 100 degrees out here in Temecula. So just to go back to what Enrique was saying. Enrique, what were you commenting on?
Oh, I was saying that these properties, we don't know what they're going to look like in 20, 30 years. But the thing is more than likely we're probably going to go through a large earthquake. There's a very large possibility that here in California, we're going to go through a large earthquake. So we better pray to God that, the people where these homes where they were built, that they did a good job to make sure that these are earthquake proof. Because if not, there's going to be a lot of devastation. And we really don't know what's going to happen. So, the quality control issues, if they went ahead and they cut corners and didn't do a good job of making sure that these properties are built in a safe location, there could be a lot of devastation.
Yeah, and I mean, there's more houses right out there. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, that's a great point. Are these going to withstand the climate of these 100-degree temperatures? These homes capable of withstanding a decent earthquake? I don't think they're as built as well as the homes that were built, 30, 40, 50 years ago out here, but only time will tell. But one thing I think we can all agree on is these homes are not worth $800,000. I think that this is just how crazy things have gotten. And this is why things really do need to collapse. Prices need to come back to reality. They're so overvalued. There's just no way that these type of homes are worth $800,000. Just think a few years ago what $800,000 bought you compared to now. I'm living on the outskirts of Temecula in Timbuktu, and I'm 10 feet from my neighbor, and it's $800,000. This is absolute insanity. So we just got back into town, and Sid's filling up his car right now. So we're right across the street from Agua Caliente, the casino. They have a gas station here. I want you to take a look at how busy the gas station is. Hopefully it's not too dark. Look at all these people. Look at all these people filling up. And the reason is because they're discounting the gas here about 25, 30 cents a gallon. And so this place is nonstop all day, all evening long with people waiting to fill up to save that 25 cents. What does that tell us?
That tells us that a lot of people are cash strapped, and sometimes they don't realize they actually spend a lot of money to get here. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, but people are trying to save money. They go to Costco, they go to Agua Caliente Fuel here. This gas station is probably one of the cheapest in the valley here.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I've seen it much busier than this, but take a look at this. This is it's past 7 o'clock at night, and you can see how busy this all is. So this is what people are doing to save 25 cents a gallon right now at 7:30 in the evening. So as we have just arrived back in the desert, wanted to show all of you this. Yeah, this place is just getting busier and busier. So now we got to try to get out of this mess. We're completely surrounded by these cars. So this guy can't, I can tell this guy to move his motorcycle. So, okay. Anyway, so we're, look at this. Look at this cluster F we're in just to get gas to save 25 cents. This is what people are doing now. This is how we have to navigate out of here. And this is just another reminder of just how rude and how people are just zombies now. They don't get out of your way. Nobody's courteous. This lady's just going to sit here. She won't, finally gets the message. Okay, thank you. But people are just zombies. Nobody, moves out of the way. It's just unbelievable what's going on. So yeah, that's the problem. When you try to save 25 cents for a gallon of gas, this is what you got to deal with. And this is what people are willing to deal with. They'll come here to save, they'll put 10 gallons in and save, be rude and save $2.50 and have to go through this, and you hope your car doesn't get hit. But anyways, we're back. I wanted to show everybody this. This gas station is just nonstop hacked because people are trying to save a nickel, a dime, or whatever they can. So welcome to the real world.